Imagine hyping a brand so hard it trends for 15 years, without ever hitting a single store shelf. Picture 2008. Kanye West, shutter shades on his nose, Louis Vuitton deal inked, paparazzi supplies exhausted, yet somehow still hungry for a bigger flex. Most rappers were vying for another platinum plaque. Kanye wanted a literal rainbow hanging in every closet on Earth, so he teased a line called Pastelle, flaunted a cobalt blue varsity jacket at the American Music Awards, then vanished the whole project like a magician who forgets the reveal. For 16 years, that jacket bounced through auctions, gossip blogs, even his 9-year-old daughter's wardrobe. Yet Pastelle has never officially hit a single shelf. How does a brand become legendary without ever selling a hoodie? Buckle up. We're pulling the thread from West's first sketchbook scribbles to the 2025 rumors that the myth might finally get a price tag. By the end, you'll decide whether Pastelle is a victim of Kanye's perfectionism or the most brilliant ghost marketing stunt in fashion history. Fresh off the college dropout, Kanye filed Mascotte Holdings, Inc., spelled with an extra TE because normal spelling is for mortals, just weeks after Jesus Walks started blasting from car stereos. The paperwork made him legally more than a rapper. It crowned him CEO of his own imagination. Kanye's vision? A label that would sit between streetwear and Dior. Luxury silhouettes splashed with varsity team colors, women's skirts beside men's hoodies, even footwear that felt like skate shoes went to finishing school. To pull it off, he cherry-picked a 30-person Avengers roster. Don C for sneaker lore, Virgil Abloh for Photoshop wizardry, Kim Jones moonlighting from Dior, Ben Baller for iced-out details, and the Bape family promising Japanese distribution. Think Ocean's 11, but everyone's lugging Pantone books instead of dynamite. While fans debated whether a backpack counted as a flex, Kanye and crew churned out samples. Tritone Letterman jackets, pop art logo tees, and a low-top sneaker nicknamed the Mascot Trainer. Reebok briefly sniffed around, hoping to replicate the buzz it enjoyed when it tossed LeBron an 8-figure bag. But legend says the brand repurposed Kanye's Bear logo concept for David Beckham instead. Kanye's takeaway? If you can't control the factory, control the story. So the team doubled down on exotic fabrics and louder color blocking. At this point, Pastelle wasn't even called Pastelle. The working title ping-ponged between Mascotte by Kanye West and simply the Bear line. But big dreams need a big reveal, and Ye was about to choose the biggest stage he could find. November 2008, American Music Awards. West struts in wearing a varsity jacket so bright security guards probably needed sunscreen. That cobalt and red piece, co-signed by then-hot artist KAWS, was the world's first tangible Pastelle artifact. One paparazzo flash later, sneaker forums collapsed under refresh buttons. Fans reverse-engineered grainy photos, guessing thread counts like forensic tailors. Flickr albums labeled Ye's future brand racked more views than some music videos. Bloggers speculated drop dates. eBay listings for imaginary releases appeared, priced higher than tuition. Early lookbook images leaked, showing neon tiger jackets and a hoodie with a full-zip face mask, years before a bathing ape popularized the shark motif in the West. Resale shops, sensing a once-in-a-lifetime lottery ticket, offered deposit slots on pieces no one had touched. Meanwhile, Kanye kept fanning the blaze on tracks like Stronger, spitting, "I'm trying to get Pastelle on tilt." Google Trends went vertical. Yet behind the scenes, the brand was a design school group project with no group chat. 30 creatives scattered across continents, constantly FedExing samples in circles. But that wasn't the whole story. 2 earthquakes hit Kanye's life: the heartbreaking passing of his mother, Donda West, and the trophy-snatching night at the MTV VMAs when he interrupted Taylor Swift. The former left him untethered. The latter made advertisers treat his phone calls like spam. Investors vanished faster than the stage lights that infamous evening. Pastelle's slack and drop calendar snapped altogether. Some insiders say Kanye nixed the line himself, declaring the pieces not perfect enough. Others claim the financial backers pulled the plug before a single production run. Press outlets quoted him calling Pastelle dead, though the trademarks were quietly renewed. Virgil Abloh moved on to Fendi internships. Kim Jones focused on high fashion. Don C pivoted to just Don caps. By winter, hypebeasts whispered that the brand had been 808s and heartbroken. Still, the varsity jacket sightings wouldn't let the legend rest, and neither would a young stylist who smelled opportunity in the ashes. With no official retail channel, the few Pastelle samples became streetwear horcruxes. Collectors traded receipts like classified intel. A London reseller offloaded a blue jacket for 5 figures. A New York trader claimed he swapped 2 Rolexes for a Tiger hoodie. Northwest fanned new flames in 2022 when she strolled into Paris Couture Week, wearing Dad's archival jacket over platform Crocs, flexing a piece many grown hype beasts have only seen in JPEGs. Pop culture detectives scoured Instagram for hidden labels. Some believed he kept dozens of unsold boxes in a Calabasas storage bunker. Others suspected he destroyed leftovers out of frustration. Urban legend even claims one sample lot is buried under the Wyoming ranch soil for vibe. Whatever the truth, the scarcity spun a lucrative black market web of replicas. eBay listings topped $10,000 and still attracted bidders, quoting Marcus Aurelius. The rarest things often hold the heaviest obsessions. Yet while fans hunted ghosts, Kanye plotted his Yeezy empire with Nike, then Adidas, proving he could turn real inventory into real billions. That seemed to seal Pastelle's fate, until an unfiltered Twitter-era stylist re-entered the chat. Enter Ian Connor, social media wunderkind, style consultant for Kanye, and owner of more stolen hotel slippers than most people have socks. In 2016, Connor announced he'd wrangled Pastelle's dormant trademarks and would relaunch on May 14th. Hype returned like a zombie in Supreme Box logo gear. Sneak peek graphics hit Connor's Instagram, jewel-toned hoodies, a resurrected bear, and the tagline, "History Never Released." Then came headlines alleging sexual misconduct against Connor, controversy that dwarfed even Kanye's tweet storms. Stockists backed away, the drop was postponed, then ghosted. For the next 4 years, Pastelle's Instagram toggled between teaser posts and radio silence, each caption sounding like a promise made at 3 a.m. and forgotten by sunrise. At this point, fans treated Pastelle updates like Bigfoot sightings, grainy, contentious, and possibly just a guy in a furry suit. And yet, when Kanye's feud with Adidas exploded in 2022, the rumor mill rebooted. If Yeezy supply lines were frozen, maybe Pastelle would fill the vacuum. All eyes turned to ComplexCon. Fashion Network dropped the bomb first. Pastelle would appear at ComplexCon Long Beach, November 18th to 19th, 2023, steered by Ian Connor, designer Christian Azzanaro, and stylist Bloody Osiris. The booth promised archival pieces and new prototypes, a museum meets pop-up vibe. When doors opened, attendees found limited-run tees referencing the 2008 varsity jacket, each priced like a concert ticket. They sold out in minutes, partly because supply was rumored to be just 200 units, partly because the surrounding crowd wanted footage for TikTok clout. The moment trended on #SneakerTalk, yet skepticism lingered. There was still no full e-commerce site, only a coming soon splash page, collecting emails like love letters it never answers. Trademark filings show the brand active, but Kanye publicly distances himself. He's busy dropping surprise albums from shipping containers in Italy. Industry analysts predict a capsule drop when the moon turns blue and printers run on vibes. Fans counter that the ComplexCon booth proved real inventory exists, so the next chapter might hinge on whether Kanye and Connor can stay friends longer than a news cycle. As of July 2025, Pastelle's Instagram posts arrive like Halley's Comet. Rare, enigmatic, often caption only. Trademark renewals remain current, yet there's still no worldwide retail footprint. No tags on Farfetch, no RSVP links, just aftermarket hysteria. Meanwhile, counterfeit factories have perfected every stitch of the varsity jacket, right down to the Pastelle chenille letters that flake if you sneeze. So what does the never-launched label reveal about its founder? First, Kanye treats fashion like music. Albums get delayed until the mix sounds cosmic. Clothes get shelved until he can smell perfection through the fabric. Second, his ADHD-level ambition collides with real-world logistics. Factories, investors, and PR crises don't stop when inspiration does. Finally, scarcity is the ultimate clout accelerant. Pastelle's absence created a legend larger than any lookbook could. If Ye finally mass-produced the line, would it still feel magical, or would it age like an overhyped sequel? That question haunts every reseller clutching a blue jacket like a timeshare deed on coolness. Pastelle spent 16 years as Schrodinger's Streetwear, simultaneously dead, and the most talked-about label in closets it never reached. From Mascotte paperwork to archive grails, from emoji-filled Ian Connor teasers to a ComplexCon cameo, The brand's timeline mirrors Kanye's genius ideas, chaotic detours, and an audience that can't look away. Maybe that cobalt jacket belongs in a museum. Maybe it belongs on a factory line tomorrow morning. Either way, Pastelle proves a startling truth about hype culture. Sometimes the most valuable drop is the one that never happens. Now I'm dying to know. Should Ye finally release the full collection, or should Pastelle remain the fashion world's greatest what if? Let me know in the comments which side of the saga you're on, and don't forget to hit subscribe for more untold stories hiding in your favorite closets.